As I said before, Dricus is in very good, strong hands in this fight, and we will make sure to remember his name with 2 seconds of silence afterwards.
Shara Bullet Magomedov has just revealed shocking insights on the upcoming clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. However, Tito Ortiz said Khamzat Chimaev will dominate Dricus du Plessis with relentless wrestling and pressure. He respects du Plessis but believes he's in for a rude awakening. Ortiz predicted the fight would last 3 to 4 rounds, with Chimaev overwhelming him through takedowns and control. He praised Chimaev's vicious style and ability to shoot from far distances and still secure takedowns.
How do you predict that fight plays out?
People are going to see how vicious Chimaev truly is. I respect the guy. He's a monster. Du Plessis, the champ, I think he's in him for a rude awakening because he's going to realize that his wrestling is not as good as Chimaev's truly is. And it was heartbreaking for me in that middleweight division because when Bo Nichols got picked apart his last fight, I was like, man.
Ortiz also criticized Bo Nichols for abandoning his wrestling in his last fight. He said Russians like Chimaev blend striking and grappling perfectly and use both to break opponents. Ortiz mentioned Rampage Jackson trained with Chimaev and called him the real deal. He added that Chimaev trained at Jackson's facility in California and looked sharp heading into the fight.
Why didn't you wrestle? You're one of the best guys in the world in wrestling. Use your wrestling. And that's what all the Russians do. They use their wrestling to set up punches. They use their punches to set up the wrestling. And then they take people down and they choke them because they're really good at it. I think Chimaev, I would give it maybe 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds. I think Chimaev just overwhelms him too much. I think that's my opinion. Once again, I watch him. I watch Chimaev. I just see how tough he is, and I know he had training camp actually at Jackson Clothing Company or Jackson in California, correct? And was it
with Bear and Rampage is also there.
Yep. And so I know he's doing really well. I talked to Rampage. Rampage goes, no, he's the real deal, Tito. I go, I see him. I watch his fights and how vicious. I mean, he can shoot a double leg from half the cage and still take a guy down. He's just very vicious.
Moreover, Robert Whitaker said he expects Khamzat Chimaev to take Dricus du Plessis down at UFC 319. However, he believes if Khamzat cannot finish him on the ground early, he likely will not win the fight. Whitaker pointed out that Dricus gets stronger in the later rounds and becomes more dangerous as time goes on.
I think Khamzat will take Dricus down, but I believe, and this is obviously just top of the head, if Khamzat doesn't finish Dricus when he takes him down, I don't think he wins that fight.
Whitaker added that Dricus is a resilient fighter who doesn't fade. He said Dricus keeps coming forward, builds momentum, and becomes harder to deal with the longer the fight lasts.
Dricus is one of those dudes that doesn't go away, and he gets better, if anything, over the rounds. He's just so resilient. So if you don't get him out of there, I don't see him beating him.
However, Shara Magomedov expressed strong confidence in Dricus du Plessis ahead of his upcoming fight, saying that Dricus is in very good and powerful hands this time. He emphasized that people should not overlook Dricus and predicted that his performance will leave a lasting impression. Magomedov added that after the fight, everyone will remember Dricus' name and called for 2 seconds of silence to acknowledge the impact he will make.
As I said before, Dricus is in very good, strong hands in this fight, and we will make sure to remember his name with 2 seconds of silence afterwards.
Coach Eric Nixon said he has closely analyzed Dricus du Plessis and views him as a respectful athlete with a strong coaching team. He noted that du Plessis has grown significantly since his bout with Brad, developing into a champion. Although Dricus may appear unpredictable in his fighting style, Nixon explained that his movement is intentional and comes from rigorous training. He believes that du Plessis disrupts his opponent's timing, and the best counter is to take him down and keep him grounded.
I'm so curious to how Khamzat and DDP plays out. I feel like DDP's going to be able to weather the storm the first 2 rounds and then start taking off the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. What do you think?
I do too. I've studied DDP a bunch. Super respectful, nice guy. He's very well coached. Just his overall development, he's jumped leaps and bounds in between that Brad fight to now being world champion. People think it looks erratic, but it's not. It's very calculated what he's trying to do. It's a lot of those same reps that he does, but there's a motion to him that's kind of hard to gather rhythm. How do you eliminate all that? Take a guy down, put him on his fucking back.
Caio Borralho gave the edge to Khamzat Chimaev, reasoning that most fighters train the wrong way for him. He said many rely on preparing for traditional wrestling, but Chimaev's MMA-specific grappling system is far more dynamic. Caio emphasized that stopping Khamzat isn't just about defending takedowns, it's about understanding his unique transitions and game plan.
Khamzat fighting against Dricus, who do you think he wins?
I think Khamzat is gonna win because I don't see anyone preparing properly for Khamzat. They are bringing wrestlers to train them to defend takedowns and all that, but Khamzat doesn't do the normal stuff. Khamzat doesn't do wrestling. He does MMA wrestling. It's different. You need to understand his system, what he wants next. You need to understand this first, and then you start to prepare for him. And I think Khamzat is gonna win for Dricus.
Ariel Helwani predicted that Dricus du Plessis will make necessary adjustments during the fight. He sees the matchup going into the later rounds, where Dricus can absorb lessons mid-battle and gradually adapt. Helwani framed it as a test of Dricus' ability to learn on the job.
It's one
now,
of the
which
great
direction are you putting that down? Are you transferring that to
DDP? I think DDP figures it out. I think he takes him to deep water and he figures it out, and I think it's like a learning lesson for him and all this stuff.
Jason Mayhem Miller said du Plessis faces a complex challenge against Khamzat, who blends European-style striking with elite grappling. He questioned whether du Plessis can stop the takedowns, maintain pressure, and keep the fight standing. Mayhem suggested the outcome may hinge on stamina and who can maintain a high pace.
Khamzat, this kind of thing is, all right, so now do you counter wrestle? Do you find your striking exchanges working when you push the guy backwards? And can you do that without overshooting and getting taken down? Do you want to get taken down and make a scramble and this? No, probably not. Du Plessis has work cut out for him. Like, he has to kind of figure this enigma out of a dude who can kickbox pretty good with this European style kickboxing and also really high level grappling. I don't know. I think it'll come down to who's in the best shape, who's the best conditioned. That's really the end of that. Happy birthday, August 16th. We're going to see that one.
Mayhem Miller also slightly leaned toward Chimaev, crediting his lifelong wrestling background as a major asset. He said that Khamzat's comfort during grappling exchanges allows him to conserve energy, unlike many others. While acknowledging du Plessis' strength and grappling ability, he noted that Dricus might tire faster due to his more muscular build, giving Khamzat a potential edge as the fight wears on.
Yeah, Chimaev, you know, because he has like this special ingrained, and I say this because you start the kids young and they just get a little extra something, you know, there's a little bit of extra feel. There's another 10,000 hours put on top of their athleticism because they've been doing this for so long, grappling especially. And du Plessis is an excellent grappler, but what it comes down to is being able to relax during those grappling exchanges and not use that much energy. His body is big, but he's like a bigger human being, not necessarily just a big muscle-bound guy like du Plessis. He's like du Plessis has the frame of a lighter man, but has put on muscle to compete at the higher weight class. Yeah, Chimaev might have an edge, might be an upset there.
Michael Bisping said Chimaev's best shot is to try and finish du Plessis early. He highlighted Dricus' impressive record and recent high-level wins, including his UFC title defenses. Bisping mentioned that champions often elevate their game once they capture the belt, and Dricus is showing that upward trend.
And I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus du Plessis straight away, and that's his best bet. Now, Dricus du Plessis, this man's on fire, right? He's 23-2 overall. He's on an 11-fight win streak. He's got 10 wins in the UFC, and of course, this will be his third title defense. He beat Sean Strickland by unanimous decision. He choked out Israel Adesanya in the 4th round, and he took the belt, as we know, in a close split decision victory over Sean Strickland way back at UFC 297. But they always say when you become the champion, you get 30% better. This man is improving all the time. He's got tremendous grappling of his own.
Bisping added that Chimaev may be underestimating du Plessis if he believes the fight will end easily on the ground. He noted that Dricus is not only physically strong, but has demonstrated a high-level grappling, once submitting an entire team of jiu-jitsu black belts. Bisping warned that brute force won't be enough.
If Khamzat Chimaev thinks that he's going to go out there and just take down Dricus du Plessis and just choke him out, right, like he's some schmuck, like he doesn't know what he's doing, like he's not someone that choked out an entire black belt jiu-jitsu team one after the other, then I think Khamzat Chimaev will be in for a rude awakening. Now, of course, since Khamzat Chimaev moved up to 185 pounds, he's looked phenomenal, okay? The way that he destroyed Robert Whittaker, that was so impressive.
Chael Sonnen said the matchup is far from simple, pointing out that no one has successfully grounded du Plessis for long. He emphasized how exciting the middleweight division has become, listing contenders like Bo Nickal and Sean Strickland, and called this era one of the best for the weight class.
I mean, this isn't a simple fight where you go, well, go out and take him down. It's like, yeah, good luck. Go out and take him down. Yeah, it's true. And then you got to hold him there once you do it. Oh, and by the way, nobody else has taken down and held Dricus there. Like, this fight is starting to look different. The entire division is starting to look different. There's never been a time that 185 pounds has had such a spotlight on it. I'm watching this guy, Kyle Barrow, myself. I'm thinking this guy might quietly be the real assassin of that division, but that's not easy to say. I think Bo Nickal go all the way to the top. And I think that DeRinner is greatly underrated. And I don't think Sean Strickland is ready to move on just yet. Like, 185 is a really exciting proposition.
Sonnen leaned slightly toward Khamzat, but admitted he wasn't sure how Chimaev would secure the win. He said the opening round will reveal a lot. If Khamzat dominates early with takedowns, it could unravel fast for du Plessis. But if Dricus holds his ground, he could gain confidence and momentum.
Is it a surprise that Chimaev is a favorite? No, I would expect him to be. But I also feel as though if I were predicting this today, I would lean Chimaev. As long as you didn't ask me a follow-up question. Like, if I told you, hey, I think Chimaev's going to beat Dricus, okay, great. If we all get up and walk out of the room, we're fine. The problem is if you're going to ask me how. How is he going to beat him? Because I am not fully confident that Chimaev can take him down at will. I'm not fully confident he can keep him there. We're going to know in the very first round. If Dricus gets taken down in the first round, things are going to unravel very quickly. But if he can defend a takedown for the entire first 5 minutes, it's only going to get easier to stay on your feet after that. It's an exciting match. I would expect Chimaev to be the favorite. And he is.
Demetrius Johnson believes Chimaev must finish the fight quickly or he risks fading, just as he did against Burns and Usman. Johnson said Dricus' awkward style, length, and non-stop pressure will cause problems if the fight drags on. He predicted that du Plessis will start to take control in the later rounds if Chimaev doesn't adapt early.
This is my hot take. If Chimaev cannot get him down,
he will. But yeah.
But let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounding him, could not finish him,
Couldn't get him.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick or whatever, but if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is going to do what he does best.
Yep.
He's going to be awkward. He's going to be, do the kicks. And I think DDP is going to beat him.
Yeah.
Like,
I could see it.
I think Khamzat Chimaev is more athletic, more traditional, but I think that awkwardness of the old, what did he say? The lanky man style.
Yep.
I think DDP is going to put in the bag.
MMA Guru said he used to be more confident in du Plessis beating Chimaev and still leans that way, citing Dricus' raw power. However, he acknowledged that Chimaev is on another level in the early rounds. Guru feels that if Chimaev wins, it will likely be fast and dominant.
DDP? I don't know anymore, man. These guys are, I used to think, you know what, DDP's got him. And I still think that, dude, he might just be too strong to be muscled around like this.
Yeah.
But Chimaev is truly on a different level.
I think DDP beats him.
I think he could, and I am leaning that way.
Yeah.
But now I'm real.
Yeah.
You know, I also want DDP to win, but I'm leaning towards DDP.
Yeah.
Because I think the idea of Chimaev is a round 1 guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
MMA Guru also suggested Dricus should come out aggressively and even shoot for a takedown first to surprise Chimaev. He explained that most of Khamzat's past opponents allowed him to dictate the pace, but if Dricus puts pressure on him early, it could throw him off mentally.
So this is why I don't think DDP should go out there like, got stuff to take down. Dude, get on his hips before you.
Yep.
You know, and if he stuffs it, so be it. It'll be the least thing he expects. And for a second, Chimaev, who's a killer.
Yeah.
He's a murderer.
Yep.
He goes out there, I'm going to drag this guy in the first round, destroy him. For a second, he goes, what the
Yeah.
If you can snap that on Chimaev for a second, Whitaker, he never had a moment in that fight where he thought, what's going on?
It was like, he got me back.
He was complete composure. Same with Usman. Burns had him re-second guess himself.
Yep.
But all the good first rounds he's had, there's never been a snap in his mental game. That always happens in the later rounds. But if DDP shoots on him, there's a moment in Chimaev's head where he goes, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's not this killer in a fight.
MMA Guru added that even if the takedown attempt fails, initiating grappling exchanges could help Dricus shift the rhythm. He said it's better for Dricus to be on guard than to be stuck under Khamzat's side control, especially with new rules allowing knees on the ground. Staying active and smart on the mat is key.
He's asking a question. He's on my hips.
Yeah.
And if he sprawls it, if he gets the whizzer and throws DDP over, and why did DDP do that? Now DDP can go, well, I'm going for a leg.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a leg. See how he deals with this.
Yep.
I'm going to get guard back.
Yep.
I'm going to see if elbow off bottom position. It's much easier to survive in guard than it is for someone to have
side control
with their body lock, and they can punch you, especially now with knees and you can't play the hand game. Don't get caught up.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in those positions.
Jamahal Hill said he favors Du Plessis based on how often the champ proves doubters wrong. He praised Dricus for his cardio, strength, and unpredictable striking. Hill thinks Chimaev can't afford to let the fight go long, as Dricus gets stronger as rounds pass. Still, he acknowledged Chimaev's elite grappling and warned against underestimating him.
I probably favor DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. It may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really not. I think he's got the better cardio. His physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time, get a read on. So I believe he will land. So I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers. He does have the ability to throw some hands too. So it's interesting.
MMA Guru finally predicted that Du Plessis would make it through the first round and stay competitive in the second. He said Dricus might look to pull guard in the center of the cage if he shoots, avoiding the fence to keep mobile. Guru predicted a third or fourth round TKO win for Du Plessis.
I got DDP.
DDP.
I think he'll survive the first round. Second round will be competitive. He might get taken down again.
Okay.
But I think he'll shoot in. I don't know. If I'm DDP, I'm shooting in on Chimaev.
Okay.
He might not be thinking that. He might think that's dumb.
Yeah, I don't think he'll shoot.
No,
him. I think he'll do.
You know what I mean? He'll choose something. If he is getting taken down, he'd be like, I'm pulling guard.
Yeah, I would hope he had that.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see if he does have that IQ of like, it's gonna be on my terms where I want you to land.
And I'm not going to be cramped up against a cage.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the center first.
Yep.
If you shoot early, we're in the center of the cage. I'm in guard.
Yep.
I'm not getting cramped up in guard up against the cage where I can't maneuver and I can't get to a leg and I can't pull an arm bar because the cage is there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think he takes the center early, doesn't stuff it.
Yep.
Lets it.
Yep.
Flops right to his back, but it'll be so easy for Chimaev. Whereas other people might put up a better sprawl.
Yeah.
It'll be so easy that he'll land better for himself. In a better situation for himself. So I think DDP round 4, round 3 TKO.
Sean Strickland gave a blunt assessment of the Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis matchup, leaning slightly toward Chimaev. Drawing from personal training experience, he said Dricus could win only if he neutralized Khamzat's world-class wrestling. Strickland admitted fighters like Chimaev are hard to deal with due to their ability to blend striking and grappling seamlessly, something most can't stop. While he personally feels capable of handling that style, he isn't sure Du Plessis has the tools to stop Khamzat's takedowns. However, he did say that if Dricus can keep it standing, he might win the fight.
Did you see DDP and Khamzat got announced?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Where's that gonna be at?
Chicago.
Oh no. They're letting the terrorists in.
Do you think he beats DDP or do you think DDP retains?
You know what's hard? So those little Chechen, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me who I've been training with for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple him. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him. But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know. I sparred the Chechen like hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just gonna come down to like, are you gonna be able to like counter wrestle? And like you can, it's not hard.
Ilia Topuria spoke with respect toward both fighters, calling Chimaev aggressive and dangerous with his pursuit of finishes instead of decisions. While he didn't pick a clear winner, he made it clear he's excited to watch the fight unfold and hopes for a great performance from both sides. Topuria, who maintains friendships with both, simply wants the better man on fight night to succeed and leaves the outcome in the air, trusting their skills to deliver fireworks.
He's the man. He's a savage. He calls him his shots. He finishes his opponents. When he goes inside the octagon, you know that that guy goes for the finish. He's not looking for the decision. That's why I respect Khamzat. He's a beast. So he deserves to fight for the title as soon as possible. We're gonna have an amazing fight because I love Dricus du Plessis. He's a great human being. I have a great relationship with him. I have a great relationship with Khamzat also. But as a fan of mixed martial arts, it's gonna be a very exciting fight. I hope the best man wins, and I wish best of the luck to both of them.
Darren Till acknowledged Dricus du Plessis' awkward but effective style, noting how that often throws off opponents. However, he predicted Khamzat would likely finish the fight within 2 rounds. Till said even Chimaev in a recent conversation admitted this wouldn't be an easy matchup. Despite that, Till remains confident in Khamzat's raw strength and pressure, believing that it will overwhelm Dricus before the fight goes too deep. His pick is a dominant Chimaev win early.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, I'm with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Bo Nickal strongly backed Khamzat, praising his elite wrestling and comparing him to fighters like Islam Makhachev, Merab Dvalishvili, and Bilal Muhammad. Nickal, himself an accomplished wrestler, emphasized that grappling has become one of the most valuable tools in MMA today. He said even top strikers like Robert Whittaker rely on a wrestling foundation to keep control in high-level fights. In Nickal's eyes, Chimaev's wrestling puts him ahead.
I would, you know, just based on the styles, I just think the grappling style, you know, I might be biased. I'm definitely biased, but I think the grappling style is so hard to, it's so hard to beat and it's so hard to defend against. And I guess if you look at it from a analytical point of view, you have so many, it's really become the dominant force in the sport. You got Merab, you got Islam, you got, you know, Bilal, you got Khamzat, you even have, you can even look at Topuria. Obviously people know he's more of a boxing style and he does a lot more striking, but his background is wrestling. You know, he did that before anything else. And so it's really wrestlers that are dominating, grapplers that are dominating the sport right now. And so I think that I would give the edge to Khamzat.
Still, Bo Nickal did express one concern about Chimaev's gas tank. He pointed out that if the fight drags into the championship rounds, Dricus du Plessis might have a stamina advantage. Dricus has shown that he can keep pushing deep into a fight, while Chimaev's endurance beyond round 3 remains a question mark. If Dricus can survive the early storm, Nickal admitted the fight could swing in his favor late, though he still favors Khamzat due to his superior grappling.
But we still have yet to see Khamzat ever fight a 4th and a 5th round. We've seen that from DDP, and so that's where he would have the advantage. You know, if it goes deep, 4th and 5th round, I think that DDP might be able to pull it out. But you know, all in all, I think the grappling style is definitely an overwhelming style to try to deal with.
Kamaru Usman reflected on his own bout with Chimaev and admitted that once Khamzat gains back control, it's nearly impossible to escape. He said Chimaev's grip, control, and transitions on the ground are incredibly tight and difficult to break. However, Usman wondered if Chimaev could implement the same approach against Dricus, who presents a different kind of physicality and danger compared to Chimaev's past opponents.
Khamzat Chimaev on your back round 1 is not easy to get off. And then he was able to sink that in, and that goes to show how strong of a squeeze this freaking dude had.
Could he pull that same style against Dricus du Plessis? Because I will say this.
1000%.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about their fight? We would love to hear your thoughts on this fight, so share your thoughts in the comment section, and also make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also check out our other videos on the screen.